It was the height of the Persian Empire, the superpower of the ancient world. At its head sat King Xerxes, a man whose wealth was legendary and whose temper was feared.
7 days of feasting for the people, but for my officials the weight of my crown. Bring Queen Vashti here, wearing only her crown. Let all see her beauty. The king commands your presence. You must come at once.
I will not come. Tell your king I am not a trophy to be displayed.
Oh, our king, the queen refuses. She says she will not come.
The king got very angry when the queen said no. His happy mood turned to rage. So, the king consulted his wise men, who knew the laws of Persia. What must be done to Queen Vashti for defying the king's command?
Queen Vashti has wronged not only the king, but all prince-kings. Let her crown be given to another who is more worthy.
So Vashti was banished forever from the king's presence. The decree was sent to every province. Every man shall be master in his own house. New decree went out to every province. Beautiful young virgins were to be brought to the palace. A search for a new queen had begun. The Jewish quarter of the capital lived a man named Mordecai. He had raised his cousin Hadassah as his own daughter since her parents died. Her name was Hadassah, which means myrtle tree, but the Persians would call her Esther. She was lovely in form and feature, and her heart was even more beautiful.
Listen to me, child. You must not tell them who you are. You are not Hadassah. You are Esther. You are Persian.
In the morning, when the king's agents came to the Jewish quarter, they gathered all the beautiful young women, and Esther was taken to the palace. Mordecai walked behind her day after day, as far as he could go. He could not enter the palace, but he would not abandon her. The gates of the palace closed behind her. The girl from the Jewish quarter had entered a new world. She would never be the same. For 12 months, the women prepared to meet the king. Beauty treatments, perfumes, and training in the ways of the court. But Esther did more than survive. She thrived. During the night, Haggai, the eunuch, Esther's mentor, gave her advice. "You are different from the others," says Haggai. "They claw and scheme. You listen, you learn.
Each young woman
Be
had her
yourself.
turn to go
The
to
king does not want another
She
Vashti."
trusted him.
Each young woman had her turn to go to the king. When Esther's night came, she asked for nothing except what Haggai suggested.
The moment King Xerxes laid eyes upon her, he fell deeply in love.
So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. And the king gave a great banquet in her honor. Mordecai sat at the king's gate day after day. He never stopped watching, never stopped waiting, and one day he heard something he should not have heard. Mordecai overheard and reported a plot to kill the king. The 2 guilty officers were executed and hung on poles as a warning. The event was then inscribed in the royal chronicles. The king's scribes recorded everything in the chronicles: the plot, the conspirators, and the man who saved the king. But the king forgot to reward him, and so Mordecai sat at the gate, waiting forgotten. After these events, King Xerxes honored Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agagite, elevating him to the highest position in the kingdom. All officials at the king's gate bowed down to him. But Mordecai would not bow. he would not kneel. When Haman saw that Mordecai would not bow, he was filled with rage. And when he learned Mordecai was a Jew, he decided to destroy not just one man, but all his people throughout the whole kingdom. Then Haman ordered the lot to be cast, the pur, as it was called, to find the most auspicious day to destroy the Jews. Month by month, day by day, the lots fell, until the date was chosen, the 13th day of the 12th month. Haman went to the king. "There is a people who don't obey your laws," he said. "Let them be destroyed." The king's ring sealed the decree. On the 13th day of the 12th month, all Jews were to be destroyed. Messengers raced to every province. The decree was sealed with the king's ring. It could not be revoked. When the decree reached every province, the Jews wept. Fasting, weeping, and wailing spread through the streets. There was no hope. Mordecai tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes. He walked through the city, crying out loudly and bitterly. When Esther's servants told her about Mordecai, she was deeply distressed. She sent clothes for him to wear, but he would not accept them. Mordecai refused the clothes. Esther was troubled. Why would he not stop mourning?
Yes, Mordecai, I will go.
Esther sent Hathach, her trusted eunuch, to find out what was wrong. "Go to Mordecai," she said.
Go to Mordecai.
"Find out why he mourns."
Find out what is wrong.
Hathach found Mordecai at the gate. Mordecai told him everything, the decree, the date, and the exact sum Haman promised to pay. Hathach told Esther everything. She learned of the decree, the date, and the danger. Her people were doomed. Mordecai said,
Tell Esther, do not think you will escape because you are in the palace. If you remain silent, relief will come from elsewhere, but you and your friend will perish.
sent her answer to
Take
Mordecai.
my answer to Mordecai.
Go gather all the
Fast
Jews.
for me days, and yeah.
Fast for me 3 days.
Hathach hurried to the gate.
I and my
Find
maids
Mordecai.
will
Yes,
do
my
the
queen.
same, said Esther. For 3 days, Esther and her maids fasted and prayed. On the 3rd day, she put on her royal robes and stood ready to risk everything. Esther walked toward the throne room. Every step could be her last. The law was clear. Death awaits the unsummoned. The king extended the golden scepter. She touched its tip. She would live.
What do you want, Queen Esther? Even half the kingdom.
The king asked. Esther
If it
replied,
pleases the king, let the king come today to a banquet I have prepared. And Haman.
Haman left the banquet full of pride. He boasted to his wife and friends about his wealth,
But that's
his
not all.
children,
Queen
and
Esther
how the
invited
king
only me
had
to dine
honored
with the
him
king.
above all.
Only me.
His wife suggested,
75 feet high, in the morning ask the king to hang Mordecai.
Yes. Higher. 75 feet, so all can
so
see.
Haman
Fine.
built the gallows. That night, the king could not sleep.
Bring the Chronicles.
servant read
Read to
from
me.
the Chronicles. Mordecai the Jew uncovered a plot to assassinate the king. Xerxes
What
asked.
honor was given to Mordecai? Nothing.
The servant replied. Haman arrived early to ask the king to hang Mordecai. But before he could speak,
about Mordecai,
Xerxes
Haman, I have a
asked
question.
him,
What should be done for a man the king delights to honor? My lord, a procession for your most loyal servant. For Mordecai the Jew.
So Haman led Mordecai through the streets
what is
on the
done
king's
for the man
horse,
the king delights
wearing
to
the
honor.
king's robe, as the herald proclaimed, "This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor." At the second
Esther, what is your
banquet,
request?
the king
Even half the
again
kingdom
asked
together.
Esther, "What is your request?
My king
Even
Haman's plot to
half the
destroy us
kingdom,"
all.
Esther answered.
He seeks to annihilate my people.
This is an
The
outrage.
king rose in fury, stormed out to the palace garden. His trusted official had betrayed him. Worse, had threatened his queen.
Give me!
Haman stayed behind to beg Queen Esther for his life. The king returned from the garden and saw Haman falling on the couch where Esther was reclining.
Will he molest the
Will
queen while I'm
he
in the
even
house?
molest the
Arrest
queen
Haman,
while
seize him
I
now.
am in the house?
Take
Xerxes
him away.
roared. Then they hanged
Drag Haman
Haman
from the
on the
palace.
gallows he
Mercy,
had
my lord.
prepared for Mordecai. The evil he planned fell on his own head, and the king's fury was satisfied. That same day, King Xerxes gave Haman's estate to Queen Esther. He took off his signet ring and gave it to Mordecai. Esther appointed Mordecai over Haman's property. Then the king issued a new decree. The Jews could defend themselves on the appointed day. The story of Esther teaches us that God places us exactly where we need to be, for a purpose we may not yet see. She risked her life to save her people, saying, "If I perish, I perish." Though God's name is never mentioned, His hand is everywhere, turning evil into justice and faithfulness into reward. One person can change everything. You are where you are for a reason, for such a time as this.